Hey, something else also happens every September, and that is the release of the Apple iPhone. Trap, I'm gonna come to you real quick because it's one of the things that you've preached on, and that's when it's gold, when everybody's digging, somebody got to sell the shovels, right? So we got to look at the accessory parts. I know Qualcomm is one of those companies that you said we should be looking into, but I don't know if everybody's seen it, but Global Star, it might have crept up everybody's nose, it's a satellite service provider, jumped 64% today. Your thoughts on that, right? Because this is something completely different. Having a satellite service now with an iPhone really means that if you don't have 4G or 5G in an area, you can still have satellite service, which is a big thing. What's your thoughts on that? And I'd love to hear your perspective as well.
So even for so I told the trappers this a while back, and it's not even that iPhone doing that. Once you start seeing people go out of space, you need to start following what's going on with that. Satellites will be becoming a big deal. Satellite manufacturers. The closest thing to the normal person would be what? The cell phone. Like it's one like nothing that happens surprises me when you put the two and two together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they're going out of space. What's out of space? Satellites. Cool. I need to be investing in that. Because if I don't invest in that, then I do know what? Phone companies, technology companies, they're going to partner with that, right? What's like, don't be surprised if you see Tesla do something with it. Don't be surprised if, like, this is just a wave. So I'm not surprised of it at all. Yo, also another company too is Logitech. Let me put that out there. Logitech is another company that Apple is partnered with.
What's the ticker for that?
I want to say LOGIN. Okay. LOGI. I think that's it. Give me a second. I think that's it.
Yeah, and Global Star is GSAT, GSAT.
Yeah, and Ian said something too that was real heavy. Yep, LOGIN.
Okay.
And Ian said something that was real heavy. Troy, let me get this while it's on my brain.
Yep, yeah.
That the reason why he can beat most people is because he don't trade much. It's the same reason why Warren Buffett made that bet to the hedge fund manager. He said, listen, I can promise you can't beat me. Mm-hmm. I bet you can't beat the market. And it's simply because hedge funds move too much. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're keeping up with their partners, their peers, right? Mm-hmm. And so because he knew that he would move in and out so much, that's the reason why you can't beat the market. The reason why Buffett is so great because he has mastered the art of patience. He's mastered the art of not doing much and knowing, like, letting my great companies work for me. Same thing Ian talk about, same thing I talk about. It's not sexy, y'all, but I promise you this, that will has made generational millionaires, billionaires, yo. Like, I think what happens too in the world now is I think we start treating investing like gambling.
Yep.
Right? And that has made so many people lose like how and what the machine was actually made for. It's made to print money and buy freedom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what the game is made for. And when you confused about something, y'all, don't do nothing at all.
Don't do anything.
Don't do nothing. Chill.
And it may feel like what we're taking from you or holding back, but that is the blueprint. And the truth is, like, you overtrade because you haven't been disciplined in the other areas of your life. So that's why I tell business owners, it's easy to hold these positions and not worry about if they're going to fall if you're actually running your business, or if you're creative, you're doing your primary business. The ones that don't look and don't touch it, they end up making more. Now, as far as Apple, you guys got to look to see. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys can put it in chat. Does Apple have a partnership with Google or Amazon Web Services for cloud? Google Class A has been on fire. Google Class C has been on fire. You can look there. And as far as the iPhone 13, I can make the argument. I mean, maybe we can bring it up now, but I want to start having a conversation. Is Tim Cook the greatest CEO,
bro? I'm
of all time?
I'm gonna say he won up, bro. I keep saying this. People be mad at me. Steve Jobs is a great innovator.
Yeah.
Tim Cook is a great CEO.
Yeah.
They're different.
He's a great CEO.
Not as good as Tim Cook.
There would be no Tim Cook if it wasn't for Steve Jobs. He wouldn't have opportunity.
Okay, so I'm not saying that, but when you look at what he's done with that business, since he turned a brick into Metric.
Like, okay, yeah. Like in terms of shareholder value.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ian, what's the percentage since Tim Cook's been the CEO?
Okay, let's look at this. All-time value.
Bro,
Shareholders. Buffett.
Bro, I'm not saying. Listen, the book is
No,
right.
yeah. And I love Steve dearly.
Like Steve Jobs.
Yeah. This is tough. Shareholder value, number 6. What we're gonna do versus entrepreneurs. Buffett.
What was Steve? Somebody in YouTube Google this. What was Steve Jobs when Apple was listed on the stock exchange?
Mm-hmm.
What was their stock price, and what was their stock price when Steve Jobs died? Probably one of the greatest
returns. But as a person who was in it, and I love Steve. Steve to me is Tupac. Like Tupac's my favorite. That shit was volatile when you read it.
Yeah,
if you went 06, 07, 08 to 2010, God rest his soul. And I feel he still does not get enough credit. But it was volatile. Buffett, $648 billion in value. Mm-hmm. Zuckerberg, $949 billion in value created. Bezos, $1.8 trillion. I think Bezos is one of the greatest of all time. I think he's a modern day Rockefeller in e-commerce, right? Tim Cook created $2.1 trillion in value by being a better operator.
Yeah.
Like for all the Six Sigma people that focus on process, this is your victory. Like hands, and I always argue if Tesla had a Tim Cook, Tesla would be the #1 company in the world. Mm. They're not, because they don't have that and you can see it. Even if we want to go to you see it in Styles and Jada. You got a super technical person and a creative, like even with you, and like there's dynamics that you need to blend. If you just have all creatives, those are the guys with the dope albums and the beats, but they sell 20,000 their first week. You need a balance of both and plan. And trust me, it hurts this almost feels like sacrilege to say this, but to create 2.1 trillion in value.
Sick, bro. That's sick. Like I've said,
like the AirPod business is destroying Netflix. Like one product. That is insane. And that was not a Jobs creation.
Let me double down.
We have to give him his credit.
Be crazy. Let me double down on that with Ian though. 2019, the iPhone declined.
Shotty said, I ain't jacking that. I don't care. I don't care what the stats are.
2019, the iPhone declined. Tim said, just take it off. Just take it off. Wearables dominated the balance.
Dominated.
Wearables, the watch, the AirPods, and home appliances dominated the balance sheet. It made 65% of the balance sheet. Yeah. He was like, okay, you want to take the iPhone away? Cool. The shareholders was mad, like, how you take the iPhone away? This is our #1 selling product. Tim said, chill, grasshopper.
Yeah.
The wearables in the home appliances made up 65% of the balance sheet moving forward, bro.
Yeah.
That's called.
I mean, and same thing with Nadella at Microsoft. Like, have to have the conversation. Top 10 of all time. He created $2 trillion of value since being at Microsoft. I can argue Microsoft would probably be a 1,500 if he was there from the time Gates retired. And that dead era of Ballmer was not there. Like Ballmer could have ran Microsoft into the ground doing what he was doing.
Shotty feels some kind of way about that Apple talk.
Look, that's my baby. Like, trust me. This like me saying Daz was better than Tupac. Shout out Daz, you know I love you. Like, I ain't being funny.
You said Daz diligent?
Like, Daz don't get enough credit for all eyes on me.
Producer, not
yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
But I'm just being real, to create that kind of value, and also the most stability. The most important thing in business, like we talked about, is credibility, and for an investor is stability. Will I be able to put, this is my true test. Can I put every dollar that I have into a company and not worry? Please put in chat. If your life was on the line and the Taliban would kill you and everybody in your family if you invested in this company, that company that you mentioned, would you sleep well at night? I've never once in life since I put money in Apple worried about, is he going to be in a scandal? Is the company going to go out of business? Is there anything morally wrong in comparison to the other Fortune 500 companies where their sales drop off? One way or another, you'll be out we may be at Intermezzo or getting a po' boy sandwich from somewhere in Atlanta. They're going to get that the 99 cent out of us for that cloud storage. We're going to lose an AirPod like I have in Linux Mall, and I got to go replace them. The ecosystem that he has helped accelerate, one of a kind.